Guys, I'd like to thank Upstart for sponsoring today's video. Did you know the average American carries a revolving credit balance of over $6,000? It will take these Americans 15 years to pay off $6,000 of credit card debt at 14% interest rate, making only minimum payments. This type of debt is crippling. Upstart is the fast and easy way to pay off your debt with a personal loan all online. Whether it's paying off credit cards, consolidating high-interest debt, or funding personal expenses, over 500,000 people have used Upstart to get one fixed monthly payment. Upstart knows you're more than just your credit score and is expanding access to affordable credit. Unlike other lenders, Upstart considers your income and current employment to find you a smarter rate for your loan. With a 5-minute online rate check, you can see the rate up front for loans between $1,000 to $50,000. You can receive funds as fast as one business day after accepting your loan. Find out how Upstart can lower your monthly payments today when you go to upstart.com/Chael. Don't forget to use our URL to let them know that I sent you. Go to upstart.com/Chael. Francis Ngannou came out and he said, I'm not even sure if I'm still the champ. And he might not be. I haven't decided either. I haven't decided if he's the champion either. I watched him win it, but I also watched George Masvidal win a championship that apparently we're just all agreeing no longer exists and doesn't need defended. And that's where it becomes tough with Ngannou. Is he the champ? He won it, and he didn't lose it. To my understanding, that makes you the champ. He won it, and he refused to defend it. In my opinion, that makes you eligible to no longer be the champ. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. If a guy wins a belt and he isn't defeated and didn't have somebody take it for him, he didn't fail the drug test. I mean, let's throw everything out here. Let's throw everything. He's still with the company. His contract hasn't elapsed. He hasn't been stripped, which is nothing more than a statement made to a media member. That is how you will look. I'm stripping him. You're no longer champ. Whether we like it or not, that's on the table, and that's how this is done. Daniel Cormier, do you guys remember this when Daniel was about to be stripped? When Daniel was going after the heavyweight belt, but he didn't want to be stripped? So Dana was getting ready. You guys even know this story? Dana's getting ready to go to the world, maybe a form of the press conference, and tell the world I'm taking the belt from Daniel. We're not going to do an undisputed title. We're going to put the thing up for grabs. Or I apologize, it won't be an interim title. We're going to take Daniel's belt. We're going to put it up for grabs, and Daniel's moving over here. But Daniel didn't want that. He didn't want it to the point that he called Ariel Helwani in a frantic and told Ariel, who's a huge voice and media member, to put out to the world that I am relinquishing the belt. You guys might think we're splitting hairs here and that this is semantical. It's not. Daniel's right. If Dana goes to the press conference and says, we're taking it from you, you've been stripped. History will refer to that. If you beat him to it and you relinquish it, you've now relinquished the belt. Is there a difference? Not that I know of. Connor wants to make a big deal that it was a doctor stoppage instead of, it's semantical, but is it appropriate? Yes. Yes. Daniel was not stripped of that belt. He got to it before the press conference. He officially relinquished the belt. That's the way history should tell it. Now, look at Francis. He has not lost. He is still under contract. He has not been stripped. But he did not do what a champion does, which is defend. Is he still the champion? It's a tough one. He says he doesn't know. I saw him win it. I have not seen him lose it. No announcement has been made. So whether we like that those are the rules and that somebody could lose their belt over an announcement or not, we still acknowledge those are the rules. So what does a champion mean? What does a champion do? It means you beat the guy prior to you in a title match under the unified rules at the agreed upon weight class. A champion then defends. He does not have to defend successfully. By the way, Matt Hughes started that you're not really a champion until you defend the belt. That's a really cool thing to say. It's not true. Of course you're the champion. It's not true for one, but it's also not a courageous thing from a standpoint because Matt Hughes didn't say it until after he successfully had defended the belt. If he would have said it ahead of time, I could give him some credit here. He didn't make the statement till after it was done. Not to mention it wouldn't be true anyway. If you were the champion, you were the champion. But a champion does go out and defend. Or he becomes, it's not as though we rewind it and never happened. He just becomes the former champion. Simple as that. We don't take away what Francis did. And this isn't Chael over here pontificating or Chael wondering or Chael being a dick. I'm quoting him. He said it. He said, I don't know if I'm the champion. I would maintain you are. You for sure were. We don't go back and erase that. You for sure were the champion. You know have to do things that a champion does. Such as show up and defend the belt, which didn't happen. So Francis brings up a fair point. There's only so many rules to this, and none of them were violated here. He hasn't been released. He hasn't been stripped. He wasn't defeated. I believe by proxy, I believe purely by definition, that makes him a champion. He also was not defending the damn thing when he was asked to, which is what a champion has to do. So I'll ask you guys, is Francis the champ?